Hello and welcome to today's video where we're going to talk about how content creation can actually fund your move abroad. So I have been creating content on the internet for 24 years and it feels still kind of weird to say that because I mean the dot-com boom, yeah, just under 30 years, but yeah, when I was 11, I basically in California there was a law that passed that allowed these colorful box Max computers to be brought into every elementary school in our district. And so I just begged my teachers during recess to let me play on them. And it was Ask Jeeves, it was AOL, it was not yet MySpace, not yet Xanga, not yet Blogspot, but there were just all these different platforms, not yet Tumblr. But there were these places where I can kind of nerd out on figuring out different ways that I could create online. So when I think about content creation, I'm looking through the lens of 2 decades plus of having done it and not being tired of it. There's never been a season where I was like, I'm done with this content creation stuff because inherently I do feel like we are all creators, we are all creatives. And you could be 40, 50 plus thinking, oh no, that's for the little kids, that's for the youngins. I can barely figure out how to update my phone. And I get it. It can feel like a lot. And there are so many changes happening, which is why I recommend anyone over 40, over 50, that you start a YouTube channel. Because YouTube, I think, has the most guaranteed path to monetizing your content. And there's no barrier to entry. Anyone can do it. And when you think about the journey that I'm currently posting, think about something that you are also navigating through or currently trying to transition or transform in your own life. There is someone every single day looking for the exact thing that you are moving through. And I don't want you to discount your experience because you don't have the answers or the result yet. People follow journeys, not results. People are invested in your process more than a perfect story or happy ending. And I want you to give yourself not only the opportunity, but the chance to prove yourself wrong, that you are actually good at telling stories and showing up on the internet, and that people do want to hear what you have to say. With AI, with Sora, with ChatGPT, and just everyone being able to create, it it overwhelms social media platforms, yes, but it also creates more room for those who are actual authentic storytellers to thrive. And I think the last time I felt this opportunity for people to really make a name for themselves on social media was back in 2020. There hasn't been I don't know when the last time everyone was that chronically online. And you think about how that even changed how the Olympics were streamed. 2020 was such a pivotal, crucial, once in a lifetime chance for so many people to make it. So 2020 created a ton of millionaires, created a ton of first-time millionaires, which is crazy. People who just said, you know what? I'm going to finally start using this as an asset and not just a resource. I'm going to use it to help me make money on the internet because I have stories to share. I have testimonies to reveal. I have lived experiences that I've overcome. And that's what people are tapping into. When you are searching for things to watch, even like movies, for example, you're not looking for a storyline with no climax, plot, or twist. You're looking for something that'll engage you for a long period of time so that you can stay kind of like entertained. And essentially, that's what people are doing for you as well. Now, you could criticize them, the Kardashian family, and they definitely have their flaws, but one thing that has made their 20 plus seasons of their show so successful is the fact that you can guarantee every episode and every season there will be chaos. That family is always going through stuff because they're always launching businesses, getting into marriages, getting divorced, having kids. There's all of these story arcs and character arcs that they're navigating because they're living life and they're going through things that people can relate to. Even as, multimillionaires and billionaires, they still have everyday struggles that, some women can relate to. And that's why their show and their production is so successful. So I want you to consider what are everyday areas of life that you have either mastered or you feel like you're currently navigating through? And I like to look at the four categories. I think I heard this first from Alex Hormozy, but he's like, everyone is always currently working through self, health, wealth, and relationships. So between those four categories, where do you feel like you have the most content and stories? Yourself, your wealth, your health, or your relationships? What are you navigating? What are you working through? And what do you feel most qualified to help people with? So, this type of content, you can argue that I'm helping people with their selves and their wealth. Like, I'm helping you understand that whatever you desire, you deserve, and that you can build money on the internet just from telling your story. And I've been making money on the internet for I think 16 of those 24 years. So naturally, when you don't get into something for the money, you develop an actual love for it. And I think that's my leverage. Many people start content for the monetary gain. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think my unique advantage point is the fact that I was doing this before the money, so I will continue to do this despite the money. And that sets me apart in a lane of people who create for creation's sake. And I think that's a very sacred path. So I want you to think about, what have I gone through this year? What is the story I'm finally ready to tell? Where do I feel like my friends are always asking advice about? What do I feel confident sharing? If I were given a mic on a stage of 1,000 people with no prep, what would I talk about? Naturally, easily, comfortably. That is your unique advantage point. And I want you to just start there. You don't have to figure out the whole 9 yards. You do not need to think about the product. You do not need to develop the business, the brand, the LLC yet. Just start posting. And that is the quickest way to get inside of the feedback loop. If you see that first video go up, you now have this, you almost get to remove this limitation from your brain that says, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not a creator, I'm not a creative person. This is the loop that's probably going through your head every time you have the slightest inkling to post something on the internet. And so the minute you finally get out of that loop and post something, you all of a sudden can shed those layers of doubt and self-criticism. And now you get to advance to the next level where it's like, oh, wait, I can do this. But now what do I talk about? Can I be consistent? Can I share? Do people care? And then you just tackle one area of doubt or anxiety, just one video or one day at a time. You do not need to worry about millionaire problems just yet. I'll sometimes have clients for like, well, Glow, what do I do when the haters come? I'm like, girl, you got 3 views. Ain't nobody hating yet. Not really, but we can't worry about problems that won't be our issues for many months or years to come. And sometimes that's our brain's defense mechanism. It's our way of protecting ourselves from actually showing up and having to do the work. But I think the way that I'm able to have so much fulfillment and self-respect, honestly, is because when I commit to something, I show up. On August 1st, when I said, I'm going to do a video every day of this month, a couple weeks in, I was like, oh, this is going to be more than a month. I'm enjoying this. I don't care. Like the videos, the first few days were like 20 views, 30 views, and I didn't care. I really didn't care because it wasn't about the views or the money to be made. It was about me setting a goal and proving that I can keep my promise to myself. And through that promise to myself, I was actually having fun. And so through the fun, I was able to say, you know what? Let's do this for a year. Why not? Let's just see what happens. And I guarantee you, there is no world in which you posting every single day, that won't change your life. There's no world where that exists. It will absolutely change your life if you decide to dedicate yourself to posting every single day on a single platform. It has to, because your feedback loop is going to be 10 times quicker than the average person who's posting once a month. And if you get out of the consumer mindset and into the creator one, you start to see opportunity everywhere. And that inherently shifts and shapes your life. And when I decided to start, being even more intentional with some of the topics that I was sharing and what I was talking about. It had been a while since I've had a six-figure month, and I had one back in August. Was it August or September? August. Yeah, because I was also talking about this $49 product, and I was like, oh yeah, this is, by the way, I have this thing. It's 50 cents a day. It lasts you 90 days, but it's in your pocket. The link is in the video description, but the creative reset, it's for all the people with all these ideas, but no way how to execute them. For people that don't have ideas and they're trying to be more creative, I had a product for that where they can go at their own pace and get access on demand. And so when you're creating videos every day, you're essentially showing people what it is that you are capable and competent at. And people follow competence because they don't feel confident in something. So they're looking for the next person who is. And I mean, when you think about even speech therapy and my own journey with like, as I say the word like, trying to remove filler words, trying to slow down my speech, having ADHD, and not only wanting to rely on medication when I want to speak clearly. YouTube has been great, a great remedy for that. So there's all these like side benefits that really come from just showing up and giving yourself the opportunity to do something that feels different and also a little dangerous for your reputation, for your friend group. Because here's the thing, the people that will be watching your videos won't let you know. But if it comes up in conversation, oh yeah, I watch your videos. Ah, really? You'll be surprised at all the people that are actually tuning into you daily, but won't actually tell you that. They don't want to actually let you know that you're being helpful. That's going to be one group of people. But the other group will be so vocal and verbal, like, girl, how? Oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. This is amazing. You just never know the opportunities that can come and the friends that you'll be influencing and the people that will now look at you different and respect you more because they see that you're doing something that they could probably never do themselves. So with YouTube, after that, you set the intention, you keep your promise to yourself, you build the self-respect, you launch your own product, but then YouTube also pays you for views. And it's not just YouTube. I'm monetized on Facebook on both my personal profile and my fan page. So it's like three platforms where all I have to do is create once and just share the clips everywhere. I'm getting paid three times from social media. And it's kind of like for fun. And my goal is always like, okay, YouTube pays my rent, this pays that bill. Like I let social media pay my bills. Everything else that I earn is profit. And like this isn't even like my main business. This feels like play money, but it the bills that it pays ain't nothing to play about that. And when I started getting serious with Facebook, I think my first check they sent was like $36. And I screenshot it and I put it on Instagram stories. I was like, here we go, y'all. All I needed to see was real money. As long as it was over $1, as long as it was over 0 cents, that was all the proof I needed. I'm like, oh, bet. Let's see how we could wrap this up. And it doesn't have to consume all of your time. It doesn't have to consume all of your like energy and effort. It's just something in the background that could be helping alleviate some of your financial burdens or help you stack some of the accounts and savings and sinking funds that you're developing to help you move yourself abroad. Many of you are like, I don't know how to, build remote income or have a job in a new country. And for many of the expats and the people that you see thriving in other countries, their income is online and they are business owners themselves. They have developed their own product, they are posting on social media, they are streamers, they are YouTubers, they are content creators. They recognize the internet is this endless stream of money. There's so much money to be made because now it's the attention economy, it's the interest economy. The algorithm rewards those who focus on their own unique interests and they get people's attention. It just is what it is. So I want this to just encourage you and remind you that there are so many ways that you can be funding your dream life. And ultimately, I just want everyone to live the life that they deserve. Whatever you deserve to live and experience that. And as someone who has been living that for over a decade, I'm just so grateful that I didn't wait on someone to show me. I just tried it out for myself. And through failures and trial and error and doubts and anxieties and nerves, I just pushed through and persisted. But I'm not that special. And anyone who wants something bigger for their lives has to realize at some point they have to set themselves apart from everyone else because you don't want to be relatable to everyone else. You don't want to relate to everyone's problems. If the average person is frustrated, is broke, is tired, is unhappy, unfulfilled, unsatisfied, if that is the average person's everyday life, then you are going to have to do something different to get out of that cycle and build your own loop. Okay? If you're new here, I make videos every single day. So like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on any more of this gold, okay? And here you can find replays and access to my top selling masterclasses and ebooks that literally help you make money or move abroad, okay? And here is yesterday's video, which I think you will also love. Thank you so much for being here. This is a joy, a pleasure, and an honor every single day that I get to do this. And I will see y'all tomorrow.